My name is Matthew Lee, and I am the head coach of the UMBC Wushu Club. The Wushu Club is a club that practices modern, sport, or contemporary Wushu or Chinese martial arts, which is a standardization of the various popular Chinese martial arts for sport and performance. And we have two different kinds of practices. One is taolu, or forms, which is a prearranged or choreographed set of movements. And we also have sanda, or sansho, which is basically free fighting or full contact sparring, which is the practice of freestyle sparring and applications in full contact sparring for Wushu on Sundays. We usually go through a very deep warm-up routine, which involves a lot of stretches, a lot of cardio warm-up. We go through a lot of kicks and punches, a lot of deep stances, really a lot of big movements that require long ranges of motion, and it can be a very, very vigorous workout. Wushu literally in Chinese means martial art, and we use that to generally mean Chinese martial arts, and that's more of an umbrella term. You know, it's also been called kung fu or gong fu as it's pronounced in Mandarin, and that's not really a specific style. It would be like saying, what martial art do you practice? Oh, well, I practice kung fu. Well, what style is that? You know, that's not really a specific style. That's more of a general term. And when we say Wushu today, we generally mean that to be a standardization of Chinese martial arts for sport. So what that really is just a combination and amalgamation of a lot of different popular Chinese martial arts styles that have been simplified and codified for easy teaching and learning purposes for the general person to learn. Wushu actually has a full range of techniques. The saying goes in Chinese, ti da shuai na. That's ti is to kick, da is to strike with the hands, shuai is to take down or throw like in wrestling, na is to also grapple, which has a lot of seizing and joint locks, again like judo or jujutsu. So there's a whole range of techniques that you can learn in Wushu, whether it's in your forms or whether it's applying them for sparring purposes and application purposes. And so it's more of a holistic way of treating everything. You know, the Chinese never really crystallized everything in one specific discipline. They really looked at the practice as a whole. You know, you could be doing all of these things at once, and it could mean any one of those ranges of fighting techniques. So, you know, it's almost creative and inventive in a way where you could have all these different aspects in one. But if you learn to compartmentalize it, as I have tried to do when I teach, it's a lot easier to understand. Wushu can give the average person is, number one, a really, really good workout. You know, I can attest to this in my competition days. I burned a lot of calories. I even lost a bit of weight, you know, which can be very appealing to someone that wants to try to get active and wants to have a good workout. Aside from that, you know, Wushu, specifically the Wushu that we practice, is very, very performance-oriented. It's very, very flashy. It's very, very beautiful. So if you want to learn something that you see in like the movies, you know, that you see someone like, say, Jet Li or Jackie Chan doing, you can learn that here. You can say, hey, I've seen that in the movies. I want to learn something that looks like that. Well, you can do that here. And you can have fun doing it, and you can do it with style.